Hello and welcome, or welcome back, depending on which order you're watching these in. Today, or in this training, I am going to talk a little bit about parts of the Simulation Manager. And if you've missed the other ones, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You can go back and check those out. You can watch them in any order you want. It's completely up to you. But we're going to talk about skin and subcutaneous issue on this brand new Gen 2 patient. Now, this new patient is actually set up currently in this scenario as a GI bleed patient. So this patient is having he has cirrhosis of the liver and he's having a GI bleed, and he is really set up for that. But you can set him up sort of any which way you want, right? So if you wanted him to be a respiratory patient, you could go to respiratory, you could set lung sounds on him, all those kind of things. He could be congestive heart failure, he could be wheezing and have asthma and all that kind of stuff. It's sort of up to you. Now let's talk about skin tone. All right, let's change him easy. Oh, wow. He went to pale. So there's your default skin tone. He went to pale. And then here's your cyanotic skin tone. You can see it a little bit. It's kind of harder to see in viewer mode than it is in VR mode, but you can see his nail beds are blue. And you might ask, well, Bill, why are you in VR or in viewer mode rather than in VR mode? Because right now I am acting as the instructor, as the facilitator. So we really highly recommend that your instructors and facilitators, technicians, whatever you're going to call them, that they be in viewer mode rather than in VR mode. What's nice about it is, you can free up a computer and headset for your students, or if you do have to go into VR mode, you can go into VR mode and you can still control all of this stuff from the Sim Manager in there. All right, let's talk flushed. Let's see how he looks. Ooh, yeah, he looks like he's got a sunburn, doesn't he? And then there's jaundiced as well. Okay, and this patient obviously being cirrhosis of the liver and GI bleed. Well, let's keep him in the jaundiced area. So he could be default, he could be sweaty. Yikes! Yeah, you notice how it gets a little sweaty there. And again, in VR, you can really get up close and really look at him, and you can tell that he's pretty sweaty. He also has pressure injuries on the sacrum. You have to sit him up really to see them well. So let's go back to our animation, and we can get him sitting up. So let's get him sitting up. We can even have him Fowler's leaning forward, I think, and we might be able to see those pressure sores. A little harder to see from this angle. You can kind of see them back there, but in VR, you're going to see them really, really, really well. Okay? So again, you may not specifically see it as the instructor or as the facilitator, but the student will definitely see those in there. Let's put him back into his Fowler's 30 degree. Okay? And let's go on back to skin and subcutaneous tissue. Obviously, I just had him stage 1. You can have him all the way up to stage 4. Pressure injuries on his heels. We can put that up to stage 4, and you'll be able to see pressure injuries on his heels. Again, really works well when you're in that environment with him. You'll be able to see it really, really, really well. You can take him and turn him. Let's get an animation. We will turn him over to, I don't know, let's turn him over to more of a, let's go with Sims position. Okay? And so if I have him in Sims position, now you can kind of see those pressure sores there. Okay? And now let's put him back into his Fowler's 30. Okay? Okay. And now we go back to our skin and subcutaneous issue. So there's our pressure injuries on the heel left. There's our pressure injury on the heel right. You can do it either one. Right now the edema interactions are disabled, but you can get left leg swelling and right leg swelling, and you can get it so that it's +1, +2, +3. It can be really bad or really good. So how do I turn that on, Bill? Well, look at that here. Boom, there it is. Look at that. All turned on. So just in case, you might come in here and go, well, wait, this is off. Yep. Just make sure that you turn that on. You can see edema interactions disabled, and now they are enabled. So let's take a look. We're going to go up here, and the student can actually click on check edema, okay, and then they'll see the edema actually come up there. So let's put him at +4. on all of these, okay? And again, I can change this on the fly, or what's probably best is to have your scenario ready, have it set the way that you want it, okay? And so the student will check edema, they can kind of push on it, and they'll see that edema come up. And you see that really better in VR, but there you go. You can kind of see, there it is right there, okay? And they can definitely see that better in VR, and you can see that it's just taking a really long time to come back up, okay? Let's see, we do it down here as well. See, there it is right there, okay? And so, yep, this is now finally coming back up. So yeah, definitely that is pretty bad edema. I can swell up his legs. Look at that. Oh, man. Woo. Yikes. That is a lot of edema. That is not good, my friend. How are you feeling? You're not feeling very good, are you? Okay. Again, this would be a great congestive heart failure patient set up for GI bleed right now. You could very easily turn this into an excellent congestive heart failure patient. And then bring a CPAP in. You can put a CPAP over here. Boom, you're done. And remember, this patient, Gen 2 patients, can be moved. So they can be moved to, and it might not be this specific patient, but it could be in a home setting, it could be in a bed, those kind of things. Right now, we just happen to be in a hospital setting, okay? All right, so there's our edema, leg edema. Pretty cool. All right, next one we will talk about is nervous and musculoskeletal. We're going to come to that one. We'll talk about the nervous and musculoskeletal. We'll probably do cognition at the same time. So thank you so much for coming to this very brief, very quick training on part of the Simulation Manager for the newer patients here in Acadicus. If there's any questions, you can contact us, acadicus.com. Just send an email. And if you put my name in it, Bill Ballo, that, hey, I really would like to talk to Bill, you can absolutely do that. If you have questions about, how do I set this thing up? How am I doing? No problem. We're more than happy to help you do that. And just by going to acadicus.com, that'll make sure that it gets to the right person. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next one.